awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, that's awesome.
I thought it was just like a wave or something.
It's a breaching whale with a mohawk.
Well, that really goes with your guys' like whole vibe of palm wave.
Isn't that
and
funny
like,
how it works?
Works out
well, I mean,
perfect.
there are whales like outside of Florida, like in the Gulf of Mexico in the ocean and shit, but like not nearby, of course. The water's not too deep, but
Sometimes
it
they
still
get
fits with
lost.
that oceanic vibe you guys got
We
going
got
on.
manatees, bro. We got manatees out here.
We
in
got
Tampa,
mad
baby.
manatees.
Not for
and
long,
they're all
apparently.
busted up.
Yeah.
Poor
Y'all gotta
guys.
watch out. Y'all gotta slow them boats down on them corners. You're going too fast, all right?
Are you saying? Oh, I was like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah.
to?
So that's our camera. This is your camera. If you want to speak directly to people, that's where you look.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're
How is
here.
it? We out here.
All right. So this is the Palm Wave Podcast. We have a next guest on here. Her name is Abby.
Hi.
The wonderful Abby.
She's a social media marketer, manager, guru.
Entrepreneur extraordinaire.
She's going to tell us everything that we
Baddie.
have done wrong so far.
All the critiques.
Well, you know, I wasn't ready to audit you guys, but like, here we go.
That's why we brought you on. Duh. No, I'm playing. But yeah,
You
go
guys
ahead,
just
go
want
ahead,
free marketing advice. I got you.
go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Abby. I'm just this really bubbly, interesting, like fun person. I really like to do social media. That's what I've been doing for the past 5 years. I love to make friends. I love people, just genuinely have a heart for people. And I've lived through a lot of shit. And I'm happy to be friends with you guys and chat with you guys today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
glad to have you. So what made you, want to get into the social media?
I kind of
game?
like stumbled upon it. So I went to college. We went to high school together at
did.
Sickles. So after that, I went to University of Tampa, and I was just in my like one of my business classes, and there was this guy that came in that had a restaurant in downtown, and he did this whole speech about his entrepreneurial journey. I thought it was really inspiring. It was awesome. I had been working at Eddie V's for a while as a hostess.
Nice
like,
restaurant. If you don't know
very
Tampa, it's a
nice.
really nice
Yes.
restaurant.
Yes, got to serve like not to flex, but got to serve like not serve him, but seat John Cena like at his table and
Okay.
shit because he was a regular there.
Can't see me, baby.
Sat at table number 1 for Mr. John Cena.
Could you see him? Like,
No, I handed him his menu, and he like asked me. He's like, "Oh, so like, are you in college?" I'm like, "Yes, John Cena, I am in college." Thank you so much for asking. He's like, "What are you studying?" I'm like, "I'm studying entrepreneurship." He's like, "What?" It was like a animated moment. He like turned his head. He's like, "What? Entrepreneurship? I didn't even know that was a thing." I'm like, "It's kind of not, but it's
New wave.
It's a new thing." Super nice dude. Loved working at Eddie V's. Just very fun vibe. It was like a jazzy, just good food, like just great cocktails, good Tampa vibe. Like,
Is it like a steakhouse, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So it was a really fun job for a while. I had a lot of good, like, interesting stories from there. But I was working there. I was just kind of getting burnt out because I had worked in hospitality for so long. I mean, just like as a hostess, I had worked at Outback Steakhouse previously in Tampa. And just kind of I wanted to get out of it because hospitality is a lifestyle. Like when you
For
get
sure.
into it, you get into a different sleeping cycle and you have a different friend group. And then you just have all these different parts of your lifestyle that conform to hospitality. And a lot of times, like you can just get caught up in a lot of shit,
Yeah.
I would think. And it's just, I didn't really want to do that. And when I was going to school, after I heard, this dude give his speech, I was like, oh, do you have any like marketing opportunities available? Like, do you have any jobs available? Because I'm like, well, if I can just take this hospitality experience and just go in the back and try to do marketing or email newsletters or literally anything, like I would still be happy.
What do you mean go in the back?
As far as like, not like back of the house or anything, but just behind the scenes. Yeah. Like not just be like people facing all the time. So I was like, hey, do you have any jobs available? He's like, yeah, we got a hostess job. And I was like, go fuck yourself, bro. I'm not doing that.
I see what you're saying. Take take your skills in hospitality, but not in front of people, behind the scenes on the internet. Okay.
Yeah. Just take it digital. And after a while, I ran into him at a coffee shop, and he was on his laptop. I'm like, hey man, like it's nice to see you. Da da da. I just like went up to him and started talking to him, and he was like, actually, do you know anything about social media? And I'm like,
That's kind of crazy that
Of
you
course.
happen to see him again.
Yeah. I saw him at Buddy Brew. He was just getting a coffee and doing some shit, and I was there studying and everything. And at that time, this is when Instagram was like, you post a pretty picture, you put down like 30 hashtags, like, and you get a
Blown up.
fuck ton of likes.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. And like, that was the knowledge base that I had.
You mean as a woman?
That was it. No,
You said post a pretty picture.
of like a pineapple or like
okay,
anything.
okay,
Like,
okay.
like if you, it was back
okay.
in the era where it's just a sweet spot of Instagram where like you could just get likes so easily and just like get seen and all this stuff. And I, just kind of figured out, I'm like, oh, so if you do this and you do this, then like, you can like, get some comments, get some like, that's pretty cool. So when he asked me, are you interested in social media? And I was like, sure. Yeah. Knowing full well, I knew nothing about social media, but like I could just go and YouTube it.
Learn it, yeah.
Yeah. So my first contract with him, he was my very first client. He was the first one. I'm like, I really haven't done this before. And low key, he kind of took advantage of me because I didn't know like anything. So he paid me just very, very low to do Facebook, Instagram, his personal LinkedIn, Twitter, Google My Business, Yelp,
All of
and
'em.
OpenTable, and like all of these different platforms that I not only had to create content for, but manage the comments and manage the community and also grow it too.
Yeah.
I did all that for $1,000 a month. And honestly, like considering how much that was worth, like that should have been a 5K contract.
Definitely.
What year was this?
Yeah, this was 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I just really screwed myself but I know that, if I could just get my foot in the door and get some experience, like I could use that and make more money out of it. So I wasn't
Definitely.
too pressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting. I got my first leg into that, and I just used my experience with hospitality and my love for food to like keep doing photography and keep teaching myself all this shit. And then I just gained the confidence to get more and more clients. And I've been on my own doing this for like 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been pretty sweet.
So how I managed to run into Abby to bring her on here, even just reconnected. I was working at an AT&T store over in Riverview, and I saw that they had this breakfast spot right next door. So I walked over and I ordered some food to go, and I see her like walking around like, in a clipboard, like looking like the manager or the boss or something like that. And I was like, yo, is that Abby? And I told someone that worked there, I was like, I think I know that girl. I think she was in my high school. And she came over, whatever, we talked, we talked, and she took me to the back, and like she was telling me that like she is the Instagram, like she manages the Instagram for this breakfast spot. And they were having like some kind of event. I'm like, damn.
Was that during the influencer event?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's some of my finest work right there. You
And
came
it
at a
was
perfect
good.
time.
It was good. She offered me some cupcakes. She offered me all kinds of
Oh,
shit.
hell yes.
So
I'm so happy you saw that.
I felt real good about that. But that's what made me reach out to her, because I looked at their Instagram and they had like 7,000 followers. I'm like, all right, Abby, I see you. Let's bring you on.
Well, let's be a little humble. They've got like 2,600 followers, but I took their account from... It was in a really good spot because I know one of my good friends had done the account, but she had some other things that she wanted to take care of in her own business. So she's like, do you want this account? And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Let me, like, this is such an opportunity. I never want to block a blessing. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and take this account. So it was already in a good spot where like they had built a community on Instagram. All I really had to do was just keep it consistent. And then I started posting reels, like a part of the contract for them was post reels once per week. That has led to like a huge amount of growth for their account. And they won an award for best social media of the entire franchise.
Bam.
Whoa.
Bingo! There you go, baby.
Go Abby. Go Abby.
Yeah, that was honestly, I was like, wait, I won you guys an award? That's so fun. Like, it's not to me, it's just to the company.
Pull
but
up
I'm
the
just
Instagram.
like, yeah, bro, let's go. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun because with them, I've like done reels for clients before, but they never want to use like cool audios or like do cool shit. And they were so down. Like one of the owners even like got into the video and was like dancing in it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Hold on,
like, let's do it.
pause. It is a black-owned business.
Yes, it is a black-owned business. Yes, yeah. And they're the sweetest people. They seriously are. Like it's husband and wife owned. Yep. The wife, she was working in a pharmacy, and during COVID and everything, obviously they opened their restaurant too during COVID. Are you trying to look for it?
Yeah, what's the name?
Logged in.
It's called EUG Riverview. So they opened their business during COVID, which to open a restaurant during COVID is the ballsiest thing I've ever heard. You know?
There it is.
Yeah, man, check it out. That's some of my work. I love those two ladies up there. They were super sweet.
Is that? It looks like Steven's mom.
Go to like one of the reels, like the reels page, and just like watch a couple videos. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Oh my
It might
goodness.
be loud in here. We can't.
What are you gonna do?
There's no sound.
That's okay.
We don't need the sound. Just look at it visually, right? All right. Should you have classes, or is that just like a team meeting?
Yeah, that was just like a little team meeting. Oh, there's my hand. Hey. The mac and
Nice.
cheese is really, really good.
Wow.
And the audio and everything. I don't know. I love making videos like this. It's so much fun, especially with food too. Like there's no reason to like hook people in because it's food.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Either it looks good or it doesn't. To you,
yeah,
you know?
and it makes my job like so much fun and so much easier.
Wow, that shit looks so
Yeah.
good, bro.
Let's see.
Do they have vegan options there?
Yeah. They've got plant-based options. You can make anything plant-based.
So you work for a company or you work for yourself?
Just me. It's just me. I've got my company's name is A-Ray Media Design, and I've just been getting clients and figuring shit out. And I don't know. It's been nice. I've had a couple of jobs along the way, and like have put my business to the side, but they all have not been fulfilling and they've not worked out, and just put my mental health through the tank. And I like the freedom of being by myself, and
Definitely.
I'll always fight for it. Like I will always be able to find clients. Like I'll always be able to figure it out. So I
There's
love
no
that.
reason to work for yourself. Absolutely not.
You said that you you got this client because somebody else had given it to you.
Yeah.
Do you have like network with other people who
Yeah.
are doing the same thing as you are?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a couple people in the network, but honestly, like, I know of some people, but I haven't really fostered those connections with them, which is on me. But I've just been in my own grind, just kind of in like tunnel visioned in doing my own shit. I've reached out and like I've connected with all these people, and they're mostly just food bloggers in the Tampa Bay area. And they're all super nice people and super sweet. But I haven't been able to like give opportunities to people because it really hasn't come my way. But that's how you really foster a connection, right? Like
Definitely.
you see an
Networking.
opportunity that like someone could be a best fit for. And when you make that connection, it'll draw, well, first of all, conversation. But then like if the opportunity becomes, fruitful for them, then you're like, it's a whole nother level of building your network like that.
How many other social medias are you running? Is it
You
just,
sound like J. Cole. Who told you that? Can you just say
Nobody.
that one time?
I've never heard that before.
Wait, you have, okay, sorry. I've also
Shout out
very
to Austin Bailey. He just bought a shirt from us.
Hey, Austin Bailey, my
Hey.
guy, the
Oh,
mauler,
wait.
the mauler.
I know that dude. He's blonde, right?
He's
He's
ginger.
like a no. He's like
Ginger?
a
He's like
brown,
red.
a
Yes, even
sandy
better.
brown hair.
He's
Sandy-
got like strawberry blonde, bro.
Did he go to Sickles?
He did.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
He's a wrestler kid.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he sounds familiar. Hey, shout out Austin.
He's a
Hey.
cool guy.
Yeah.
He had an episode with Austin on here too.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
All right, gotta listen to
It was
that.
the director's edit, but anyways, yeah. How many other platforms are you managing? Like how many other pages?
Like how many clients?
Yeah, how
that
many
I have
clients?
Right now? Okay, so I've gone through some changes. COVID has obviously brought in a lot of changes for me. Up to the most amount of clients that I had at one time was like 8, and that was just like not good.
Yeah.
Like just too much work. But right now I've gone through some shifts and I've kind of let some clients go, and I have really one client right now that I'm working on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Eggs Up Grill actually is letting me go in April. So
No.
I know it sucks, but like
No.
they want to go a different path, and like so do I. So it's okay.
Okay, well, it is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But I have
Get
wished
another
them
one.
all the success, bro. Like
Hell yeah.
just
Hell
all
yeah.
the success. But I got one client right now, and they're pretty cool. They are an education technology company.
Oh.
The school that was built for SpaceX kids by Elon Musk.
Wow.
There's a subsidiary of that school in this program that's all online, where they get to teach kids about like problem solving, decision making, and like collaboration and stuff that you really don't get from traditional schooling. And they're using these games and these simulations that they're teaching the kids and giving them really just substantial life lessons that they'll be able to take into their own life. And these are for kids like from 6 to 14 years old. So
Okay.
super, super impressionable.
Teaching
And-
about credit and stuff, man. That's what they need to be teaching kids.
More than that, I'm sure a lot more
Yeah.
than that.
Money
It's,
management, all that shit.
It's more about like just networking and collaborating with teams and everything. And I'm doing their social media right now, and it's been really awesome. It's just like all these like Silicon Valley, like LA type people,
Yeah.
so it's kind of different, but it's been like a wild ride. Like working for a startup is like you get this high because it's like you have to put out a fire every second, and everything is important, and everything needed to be done yesterday. And I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, I don't know if I'm just really, really stressed out because of all the work that I'm doing right now, or if it's just like the high of another problem that I get to tackle, you know? But it makes my head all fuzzy.
I know what you're saying. The head fuzziness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that a lot when I'm working on this podcast in the background.
Oh yeah. It's just like the grind, you know, and it's like, it's just like, it's like electrifying, you know, of like, oh God, like what's going wrong now and how can we fix it?
But it's also with the startup, I feel like you have that like excitement of you don't know what's going to happen. Like you don't know where it's going to go. Like this could be an amazing startup or it could just...
It definitely is going to be an amazing startup. Like the proof is there because I've worked for a couple other different startups. So my education background at UT was in entrepreneurship. So mostly they, it's kind of like the same things that they're teaching these kids right now with these simulations is like how to recognize opportunities, how to problem solve and things like that. And I learned that in college and they're teaching these kids like at a young age, stuff like that. But with my entrepreneurship degree, I like did studies on startups. I did feasibility analyses. I did like, you know, just all this other shit. And just afterwards, I was a part of a lot of different startups because I always wanted to support people with like super fresh ideas. You know, like I had worked for one corporation-ish type and I was like, nah, fuck that. Like
I guess that means that we got a super fresh idea, Daniel.
Yeah.
What kind of fresh ideas you got?
I'm talking about this platform. This platform.
This.
You're working with us, so hey, we must be super fresh.
I'm like, oh, what are you guys working on right now?
No, this is.
Yeah, man. No, this is a cool. You guys got like this whole neon, like kind of psychedelic-y type vibe in here. It's really sick.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
It's really sick.
So I don't know if this question is too much game for people out there. It's up to you how you want to answer it.
Yeah.
But what would you say, you're really into social media and you've done startups, you know how to build attraction. What would you say like the recipe to gain that attraction, to get that, to build that?
It is 2 reels a day and 1 informative post a day. And 1 reel is entertaining and trend-like, and the other reel is informative. Okay. So if you guys were to try to build a bigger traction online, and the same could be going for like on TikTok and stuff, I would highly recommend getting a TikTok, especially for your target audience. So
Daniel was supposed to manage our TikTok.
It's managed.
Okay. You're like, it is something.
It's there. It exists.
We are doing
at
our
least.
best out here. Okay, this man works 40 hours. Let's cut him a break.
I know, Derek. Goddamn,
Acting like I don't. Come on. All right. Anyways,
but
reels.
It's the short form video. It is the wave in which our society is really getting accustomed to content nowadays, and people are like, "Oh, our attention spans are getting blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Yeah." But if that's the way it is, then like you just kind of have to, lean into it. And it's not like, you have like 1.7 seconds or something like that to really capture someone's attention. So
is it really true though? Are our attention spans getting longer? Because TikTok is flourishing right now, but so is like what we're doing right here. Podcast is also flourishing. So it's like both is flourishing.
It's different per se. That's a good question because I feel like there's arguments to be made on both sides, right? Like there is a resurgence of short form content that people are absolutely loving, but then again, like
it's just that podcast is not necessarily social media.
No,
what you're talking about exists in the realm of social media, but we need to exist in that realm in order to have people come to this one, right? So
the way I see podcasting is that you have to develop a very tight-knit community. So people have to like you as people in order to listen to you for 45 minutes.
Definitely.
So it's kind of like when you have your community, that top of the funnel is like whatever they see on social media. And then that next leg in of giving people exclusive content or whatever is the podcasting, when people start to crave more after getting like all your stuff up here, then you get to delight them with even more content and more versions of yourself. Right. So that's like with the community love is where podcasting really flourishes. That's why you see people who have podcasts, they have like other platforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What other kind of podcasters do you guys listen to?
Well, I'm more of like the, consumer, I guess, with that kind of stuff. But I watch like, I don't know if you know No Jumper with Adam. He's like he was a BMX photographer, but then he moved. So
cool.
But then he moved to like having rappers come through because he's in LA. Like he was the first person to interview XXXTentacion. So he was that's where he blew up. So I watch a lot of him. I watch Joe Rogan. Obviously, that was kind of the idea of this.
That's what I pretty much only watch. Maybe a few other things here and there, but pretty much just Joe Rogan.
But I mean, it's I guess we're just trying to like, just do something new. Like we looked up, there was not really many, podcasts out there in Tampa like this. The one I did find it's called Concrete. It's out there in St. Pete, and they're really aesthetic, I guess.
Very aesthetic, a little bit more cinematic in their presentation. It kind of looks like TV. It gives me the feel that they're former TV guys that decide to make a podcast.
Okay. That's valid.
That's just, I guess, where we're trying to go is just, put people on, conversate, just chill.
Yeah. No, it's rad, but because like this is what I get high off of, like essentially. It's like seeing the behind the scenes, like this startup and like being a part of that. Yeah. That I think it's the coolest shit ever. Like just making something out of whatever space that you have. It is fucking awesome. Props to you guys. Seriously.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And you got a really dope ass podcast. You guys asked a lot of really good questions.
Thank you.
A lot of very, very, very good questions.
I'm honored.
Yeah. Who's oh my god, who's like the dude who like interviews rappers all the time? Like he's got a funky ass name. He always has like these super interesting.
Nardwar.
I fucking love him. So when Nardwar had interviewed J. Cole, that's why I was like, you sound like J. Cole because J. Cole was like, who told you that? Who told you that piece of information?
Yeah.
That was a good interview though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Nardwar's a great interview, and then I don't know how he gets his information. Like he really be knowing like deep track
him
shit,
and
like,
fucking like Hot Ones.
30 years of connections.
Good.
Yeah. I would love to do Hot Ones. Are you kidding me? I love spicy food.
Ooh.
I love spicy food.
That would be really cool.
I'd be crying, bro. I wouldn't make it past like the fourth or fifth one.
Yeah.
I was thinking of incorporating their segment of, just pulling up a picture from social media.
Like explain that gram.
Explain that gram. That's a cool segment.
You could definitely. I mean, you can pull up my Instagram. I can tell you like stories and shit. Maybe not. Okay, we can.
No, we'll keep that.
We'll keep it later.
I would have to.
We haven't practiced this segment.
We'll have to do a test drive before we run it out live one time.
No, it's facts, but I like what you guys are doing. This is really sick, and thank you for having me on. Seriously, because this is the first like podcast, but really just feel like we're talking. Mm-hmm. We're just hanging out. Not at all.
Vibe.
None whatsoever. I'm like posted up in here, just like leaning back, hanging out.
Chilling.
We chilling.
All right, so Abby, we're done talking about work. Mm-hmm. What do you do for fun? What is like your hobbies? What do you like to do?
Well, I have ADHD, so I like pick up hobbies like no one's business. Mm-hmm. Like just. Every other week, I feel like it's a new hobby, but I'm really into rock climbing right now.
Rock climbing.
I love rock climbing. Shout out Vertical Ventures in St. Pete. They're the best. They used to have a gym over here in Tampa that I would go to in high school. Yeah. But they closed it down like during COVID. Apparently, it just wasn't all that great for them.
People coming through.
Yeah. Especially, it's kind of like people are gonna touch the rocks and everything during COVID. Like it's hard to keep that all that shit sanitized. But I love longboarding too. That's super fun, especially in St. Pete. Like you go like by the pier or like just by the water. It's like it's just gorgeous down there.
I don't think I've ever longboarded or really been like cruising through that area like
really?
That. Like I'm never in St. Pete.
Dude, St. Pete is so much fun, man.
Is it?
St. Pete, I there's a special place in my heart for Tampa, but I think for the collection of bad personal experiences that I had in Tampa, like escaping to St. Pete feels like I'm in a whole nother state.
It's
just a bridge away.
A whole different vibe over there, that's for sure.
It's like all the hippies and like artistic people are down there, and I'm like, fuck yes, my people. Let's go.
I'm not gonna. Every time I've gone to St. Pete, like just a party or whatever, I get fucked up, like, way too drunk. Like I went down there for my roommate Grant. He was performing at some place down there, and I got too drunk. I'm driving home. My boy has to pull over. He had to drive my car. I'm throwing up all over. I'm like. St. Pete kills me every time I come here.
You just gotta find a friend to like crash at their place and everything, and then go to the beach the next morning, something like that.
St. Pete Beach is what they like over there. I don't think I've only been to like Reddington. I've been to Honeymoon Island, Treasure Island. I guess Treasure Island isn't that St. Pete?
Yeah, Treasure Island is in St. Pete. Yeah,
I've been to
Valley
St. Pete
Caddies
Beach.
and everything like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a vibe. St. Pete is just there's so much artwork just everywhere you look. Like and I love that in a city. Like I love the amount of like you could be walking on the street and hear just like a random band playing, and it's just like jammy and fun. And I love that when I went to Denver. I love that when I went to like Austin, Texas. Like, I just love those elements of a city so much. And St. Pete has that organically versus I think Tampa's trying to like make that happen.
I can see that.
Which
Down by
is
the river
fine,
walking
but
shit, they're trying to make it all armature works.
Yeah, but it's like
artsy fartsy.
Some hobo's gonna be playing the banjo and it'll fucking slap, and that's just the St. Pete vibe.
Have you been down to like that Sarasota Wrigley's area?
Wrigley's, believe it or not.
I think it's. I don't know if that's what it. I think it's like Wrigley's, like the
museum, right?
I don't know, but there's like a mansion out there.
Oh no, that's Ripley's, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's
you're talking about the Ringling.
Jesus.
Yeah, Ringling.
The
Ringling. Wrigley's is the gum.
Yeah, that
Wrigley's gum.
Wrigley's is a gum. Okay,
You're
yeah.
talking about the circus cup.
But anyways, I had to go down there in Sarasota for like a job, and there's like an art school down there.
Yes.
And,
it's huge.
And I'm walking around everywhere. There's like people vibing, playing their guitar. Fucking, they're having an art show outside. So I don't know if you'd ever been down there and experienced that.
I've been down there because one of my clients, like, they had a restaurant down there, so I would make it down to Sarasota, like, capture content and stuff, and I would just hang out there. Like, I would just try to find like a random little coffee shop nearby and like edit some photos and just kind of get like a little dose of whatever that local culture is, and yeah, it's a cool spot down there. It's definitely getting a lot younger.
That mansion though, like you can't go. Obviously, you can't pay to go inside, but you can like walk around, and they have like this big like. It's probably
it's like the Versace mansion or something. They've got like a huge garden.
Yeah. There's like this massive like marble sculpture like holding like it's huge, man. Like, like, this nigga got money.
It's with me driving over here. So who's that? Is it the Patel mansion that's over here? Yeah. I was just driving past here. I'm like, oh, I've actually never been this close to the Patel mansion.
Bro, they've been building that shit since when?
He's completing it one surgery at a time.
Like, why are they doing this?
Just one paycheck at a time.
Yeah, man. It's still not done.
No.
Bro, what the fuck? I was in like elementary school when they started building that shit. I'm 25 now. I'm grown ass adult.
And it's huge. Like, it's a big ass crib.
Yeah.
And then like you barely see people working on it. Like every time I drive by, like I've never seen anybody even an inch around it, like in the property.
No, it's probably just for show, honestly.
And then I think I saw in the news, like, didn't somebody like break in or like catch it on fire or something like that?
They tried to, yeah. Allegedly, either a fire started or somebody broke in and tried to start a fire there.
It's like we're mad at you, man. Hurry up and finish, bro.
Well, what kind of hobbies do you guys have? What do you guys like to do?
Since this started, this is my hobby.
Yeah,
yeah. I sold my PlayStation. I used to play video games, but sold that.
Sold that to put into here.
No, not necessarily. Just because we're in between console generations right now, so I don't really feel like the PS4 has anything developing for it, and the PS5 ain't quite so hot yet. So sold it.
I got lucky with my PS5. That's a long story, but anyways, yeah. I mean, same thing. I just work. We started doing this. I skateboard when I have some free time.
Nice, very nice.
Try to go to the gym here and there.
Yeah.
Video game. That's really
what kind of video games do you guys like to play?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what's out, because like right now there's really no good games out. I mean, everyone's talking about Elden Ring. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. That's a Skyrim variant, right? Oh no, that's Elder Scroll. Just kidding.
I think it's like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That's that's like the prelude or something when it talks about how to like form the reason and everything.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, geek mode activated.
You got it. But like I've seen that all over social media playing that game, but honestly I just don't have enough time to dive into like an RPG game like that.
Just play Among Us all day long and just nothing but Among Us all day.
I'll stick to my Madden and my 2K and then just go to sleep.
Yeah, very classic.
I like playing like strategy games.
Yeah.
Like
survival shit.
Ooh.
City builders. Like you ever play like SimCity or something?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah.
There's other ones, like all kinds of ones, like Tropico. City Skylines is another one. The latest one that I picked up is actually Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Dinosaurs and shit.
The
nice.
I guess the zoo building thing.
Nice.
Yeah, those kind of games. I love playing those games. Managing systems that all work together.
So you really like to go into like the deep strategic like part of everything. So you're kind of like more articulate the way your brain works, like more analytical, you would say?
More analytical for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
There's another game that I used to play a lot more with my buddy Wesley. It was Europa Universalis, which is you pick a country starting in 1448 or something. It's a country like in the known world at the time, Eurocentric kind of ish, and then you just progress through the years with like simulated diplomacy in that game. Talk about like managing a system and
crops, food, people, taxes,
managing societies and things like that.
Not on that level. So basically,
your goal is to be an overlord of like
the goal is to obviously
RPGs.
Conquer all the countries, and it's just a lot going on. That's another game that I've super enjoyed playing a lot.
Those kind of games are extremely time consuming. Like, you can play one like game.
You can play for a little bit, or the game could go on forever, or it could never end. Yeah,
like guys, RuneScape.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That game never ends, obviously.
That game never ends, and you can play it like at
the last
any
time
point
I
in your
re-picked it up was last year, I think.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I had this like huge stint. I was like super hyper focused on it. I played nothing but RuneScape for like 3 weeks.
Were you playing the new one, or were you playing the old school?
Old school.
There we go.
I do not know. I don't fuck with the new school RuneScape. I don't like it. I'm like, I want the trashy pixels.
Yes,
I want like my boots to look like just a triangle.
Is it even the same game? Like, what
literally,
is this?
It's the exact same game as it was back then. But then again, they fucking boot me out of my account, then I had to start all over. I'm like, well, I guess this is the end of it for me. Like, I had my stint with RuneScape.
I think he got my account suspended.
No. Your account's still there. No. One of my other accounts got banned.
He was using mine as like a mod, like just.
No.
What were you doing?
I was botting.
He was botting my account. And they picked up on that. I don't know how they picked up on it.
They picked up on not your account. They picked up on another one of my accounts. Your account's clean.
Boot my shit, boy.
My sister got married on RuneScape. There's a whole
I got married. I had 8 wives on RuneScape at one time.
What? So my sister had went to Sickles High School, and she had started the anime club there.
Oh wow, okay.
And that's where she met her now husband. They're like high school sweethearts. It's super cute. But there's this video online of like before they like got engaged and stuff like that. They got married on RuneScape. It was the fucking cutest thing. They're like typing out their vows like on RuneScape chat. And I watched that. And I'm like, this is the fucking cutest shit
you don't remember
ever seen.
You don't remember like just walking through like the city, need GF.
Oh my god, bro, those are the
give
days.
Her a ring and shit.
Yeah.
And then if you made a girl character, niggas would just give you shit, bro. Like if you just act like a girl, they would
if
just
your character was like a little
dude.
scantily clad dressing, like, or if you had like a dragon cape or something, like, oh baby.
This was thirsty on RuneScape, bro.
Let me give you some runes really quickly.
Big simping on RuneScape.
I'm dead, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I think my love for like video games came from my sister and shit, because she's super into anime, super into gaming. Like, she would take me to like MetroCon and shit like that, and just seeing that side of like animated culture and everything, I loved it. And that definitely sparked a unique side of like loving social media, because it lived on there. And like YouTube and like the early days of YouTube and all that, which I still think like the early days of YouTube is just some of the best content on the internet. Like, it's just so trashy.
Equals 3, remember Equals 3?
Equals 3? No.
Ray Johnson, what was it?
I remember,
he would just do like meme reviews and video reviews.
What about like End of the World?
End of the World.
That one is
WTF,
classic.
mate? WTF, mate? You sent that video, Derek? Oh,
Fires and missiles.
Fires and missiles. Bro, you never seen like...
It's like old school like YouTube references and old like Vine references. It's like explaining memes, but it's just where that all came from in my head. Like, I love that. And now if you try to explain a TikTok to someone, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You gotta watch the TikToks again. You can't explain a TikTok to somebody. That shit ain't gonna be funny. You're like, hey, watch this.
Yeah.
But what was that? There was this website. Was it Funny Junk?
Black Sheep?
Was it Funny Junk?
Funny Junk, Albino Black Sheep.
Albino Black Sheep. I used to go on
TheManNowDog.com.
Bro, those were the old days, bro.
4chan.
I never went on 4chan. My sister told me not to.
4chan got a little wild. That's where you see like the heads been cut off and intestines popping out.
HomestarRunner.com.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Newgrounds.com.
Don't judge, man. Kids, we got in the wild shit late at night at
if you had ever
sleepovers.
been on Omegle, I don't want to hear shit.
Omegle.
Okay. Yeah,
Bro,
like I don't want to hear you.
There's a dude beating off every third click, man.
I remember like at sleepovers, like, oh my god, let's go on Omegle, and just the
like,
random people you'd see, and all the time, like, even if it's just a normal ass person, you would never have a real conversation with them. You would just stare at each other's screens because you couldn't even believe another person was on the line. You know, so
Omegle's at sleepovers, bro.
So weird.
Show me your boobs.
Do we? Are we explaining this good enough? Like, listen, people. There was a website that you went to that the sole purpose of it was to match with a random person that had
Around
their
the
webcam
world,
on.
anybody.
and I guess you would talk or something.
Yeah.
You could chat, you could type,
honestly,
whatever.
way ahead of its time. Back then, just way ahead of its time.
It was like Tinder, except it would be only a video stream, and you could just disconnect and it would automatically connect to the next one.
Yep.
So,
within seconds. Like, how crazy. You could just connect, like, your videos just within seconds.
Fucking
it's crazy.
And, like, for you Gen Zers and people that haven't played, I mean, you girls are like, no, the dick pics just come flying as soon as that Snapchat
You'd never see clicking on Omegle.
But on
chat
Omegle, it's a video chat, all right? So before you even thought, that dick is out. Like every 5 people you match with on Omegle.
We were like 13.
The dick,
oh my God,
is out. Okay, the dick's out.
It's terrible. My God,
that was wild. I saw people like with overlays, like scoreboards.
Yep.
It said like tits, boobs.
Oh right.
Yeah, and then it was like check for how many people like
allegedly how many had been flashed to them or something.
Unlocked a new memory for me of seeing those scoreboards. Oh
that's
my
crazy.
God.
And there was like levels. It was like you could show like your face, and then you go to the next level, and then you got to show like I don't know your cleavage, and then there's like a next level your ass, and then the next level like.
We had no business, like, as teenagers being on that.
Oh, god damn.
Like, no
business. Dude. We are fucked. Goddamn, we're desensitized, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I wonder how that influenced the way that we, like, take in content nowadays and, like, just interact with it, too. I don't know. I think about, like, the evolution of internet and the way, like, we've just been in contact with all these different types of shit and how, like, we create it now.
Yeah. I mean, we've never been more connected worldwide than we have been today.
And it's crazy, too, because, like, COVID really amplified all of that.
For sure.
Just absolutely. Like, if it wasn't... It was already very much so prevalent, obviously, but being forced to live in that digital environment, which so many people did, I really think it's just changed a lot of ways like people create stuff and like their capacity to create things too. Because they had that time of like, you have nothing to do right now.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, if I wasn't working from home, this would not have happened. If I wasn't able to just turn to the right and work on my personal computer and create this website, this wouldn't have happened likely.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. What'd you guys do during quarantine?
Shit.
It was 2 years ago, guys.
I know.
It was like 2 years ago.
I was still working. My job was technically essential business, so I was working the whole time. I would get off work, do my little push-ups, my little jump ropes, play some videos, some Warzone with the boys, and then do it again the next day.
So what a wholesome dude, man. I mean, gosh, what a nice guy. And it's just the simple things, really. Just the simple things.
I mean, we couldn't do anything. There wasn't shit you could do.
Yeah.
And like I was begging every day, like, please let us work from home. Please let us work from home. And nah.
Yeah.
And like the worst part was like with that job, like you work a lot off commission.
Yeah.
And
that makes it
if nobody's
really tough.
coming in the store, I'm getting $100 commission when I got, a car insurance, I have a car note, I got rent, I got fucking like it was tough, man. Quarantine in that case, it was tough. The money wise was tough, but everything else, was kind of just, chilling, kind of thugging it out, And like even from the beginning, like I wasn't even really, freaked out about COVID. The room.
Well, we also were living in Florida, so the culture here was like you don't really.
That too.
No, not many people really give a shit.
Like my
spring
roommate,
break,
literally
spring break in Miami.
Everybody was coming to Florida to fucking do shit during COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the roommates that we had at the time, like they were really like freaking out about it. So like, if you were to leave and come back, he'd want you to change your clothes. Like we couldn't have anybody in the house.
Sanitize all your groceries and shit.
Like they were going dummy. And then me and my other roommate Tim were like, y'all tripping. Like I'm bringing people over. Like it doesn't. I don't. Like if I had to sneak them in, I'm bringing people over, bro. Like, but I mean, it was. Did
you guys pick up any new hobbies during quarantine?
No.
Not really. Because I mean, like I said, we was just literally all day just in Warzone, like on the mic, just talking shit.
I didn't do a whole lot much different. It's not like I went out a whole lot. I actually started going out more after COVID than I had ever gone prior to COVID. I was just chilling, going on drives just to get fresh air, going to parks and shit.
No, see, that's also key too. It's just like having appreciation of local parks.
Yeah.
So much more appreciation for local parks. Yeah. Yeah, oh, little Rika.
Dude, I love Rika. She's so cute, bro. Every time she's here, I take a picture, put it on Snap, bro.
I went to the sauna.
She loves Snap famous. She loves Snap thoughty.
I built a love for the sauna during quarantine, actually.
You got a love for what?
I built a love for the sauna during quarantine, like going to the sweat room over at the gym.
That's why your skin's so nice. Yeah, man.
He's
Sweat
vegan
out all
too.
the impurities.
He's a vegan too, so that helps.
You're vegan too? How long have you been vegan for?
Well, I've been trying to actually expand into more like super high quality non-vegan items.
Okay.
But for the most part,
Like
I'm a
what?
plant-based, like super high quality, like hand-fed chicken eggs and like
Okay.
the most
Elk.
unmolested. Well, yeah,
Unmolested.
the most unmolested. Yeah, because I'm gonna call it molestation. What y'all do and hormonalize these meats. It's molestation. Stop molesting the meat. Make it raw, and I'll eat it again. I'll give you my money if you just make it clean.
I never had anybody put it quite like that, but I feel you, man. I feel the anger. I feel the passion. Like,
Unmolested,
I fucking feel it.
It's a funny way to say messing with things. She's messing to the highest degree.
Molesting them.
Actually,
Oh,
it's
God.
something that's used a lot in the used car market.
Really?
When a car is like super stock and not modified, they say unmolested.
Yeah, like no turbos, no.
What kind of toxic masculinity shit is that?
Yes, because like like cars and like boats and like vehicles are feminine.
Yeah.
They are females, right? Like we say she.
No, I call my car my girl. That's my baby girl. That's my
And
car.
so
but
to like
unmolested,
to
like,
modify a
God.
car the wrong way is, I guess, to molest this pristine vehicle.
It totally
beautiful
makes
woman,
sense,
man.
but like that is like
Pure
some
woman.
kind of fucked up thinking.
But on a similar note,
Yeah.
I forget where I've heard it, but like there's this idea going around that right now that the meat is sexualized, and that the way that we
Really?
talk about meat is the similar way that we talk about sexualized things, like this hot,
It really is.
juicy.
Yes, it really is. Well, it also has to do with
Chicken.
like marketing too. Like there, it's all like it's sexualized. You're sexualizing food.
They're portrayed
which
in
is-
like bikinis and like posing and stuff
Well,
like
I don't know if
that.
you guys watch. Well, I was watching like a basketball game, and this like oh my God, Carl's Jr. commercial came on, and it's
Burger
like
Plus, yeah.
yeah,
Since we can
and
bring this back to marketing.
it was a yeah, always, bro, always. And it the commercial that they had on, it was like they're portraying this like their new crispy chicken sandwich, because every fast food restaurant now has a crispy chicken sandwich, because the whole like
I've tried them
Chick-fil-A
all.
fucking I too have tried them all too. I too, and Popeyes is the best.
Popeyes.
Hands down, the
Popeyes.
best fried chicken sandwich.
Burger
KFC's
King's,
got
though.
shit. No, disgusting. Get out of here. Out. No.
It's not
I
as
will
good.
not-
It's not as good as Popeyes.
It is not good at all. And I'm just going to stop you there. No, I'm just going to stop you there. It is not good at all. It is
Alright,
dry.
alright,
It is
alright.
flaky. But that's just my own personal
Yeah, it
experience.
is. It is.
It could have been mid just because of like where I was at. I was in the middle of Orlando,
There you
like
go.
off a highway.
There
so
you go.
But I will check out a Burger King in Tampa.
There you go.
know, like yeah,
Thank you.
there's one on US 19. I'll
Give it another try.
I'll give it
Thank
another
you.
shot. I'll give it another shot. But
So they're
yeah,
unveiling it, and
so it's just this like they're it's all like enlarged and everything, and there's this like guy who's whispering on. It's like, wow, so juicy. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. And I'm just watching this with my mouth gaping open. I'm like, what the fuck commercial
Sexy,
is this
sexy.
going on? They really have to like make compelling commercials because they're so irrelevant now.
They are.
Like they just have to really enlarge everything and whisper over it.
make it sexual.
You
like-
make it
Have you seen a Carl? I've never seen a Carl's Jr.
No
be honest.
way. Well, they're really
Never seen
popular
one.
in St. Pete. Not popular, but like there's a few
There's a
of them.
few.
Yeah, there's a handful of them. I will say Checkers is really good too.
Checkers is good.
like,
Their
like
French fries are
yeah.
bomb.
Very bomb.
Very bomb.
Iconic.
Nice and seasoned.
Iconic. Super crispy. Yeah.
Burger King's fries are shit.
Yeah. Mid. Very mid.
McDonald's fries are shit.
Mid. The best to me fast food chain has to be Wendy's.
Wendy's fries.
For me,
yes.
like their
I
fries,
agree.
they suck, but like their burger is probably you won't know because you are a vegetarian vegan, but like their burger is the best. I will say
It's fresh. It's fresh, never frozen, right? That's what they say.
I don't know, something about that square cut, baby. I want to see all the edges. I want to see it.
Show me it all, girl.
But I've gotten my boyfriend and I, we wanted to do meatless Mondays as a part of like our 2022, and I used to be vegetarian for 2 years when I was in college, and then vegan for 6 months. But like my hair started falling out really bad, and I was bruising a lot.
Did you lose weight?
Very much so, but I was struggling with like an eating disorder as well during that time, so I was using the veganism to like mask the eating disorder. Yeah, so it was just this whole unhealthy relationship that I had with plant-based foods, and just like not getting the nutrients that I needed because of also mentally what I was going through. But I love eating plant-based. I think there's such an opportunity, especially in St. Pete too, for like gourmet plant-based foods, and just really like, I mean, there's so many different cooking methods, and plant-based doesn't have to be like scrambled tofu with vegetables. Like you can take I saw this recipe for like a piece of fennel that you get to like confit, and which is like when you soak it in fat basically, and then grill it up or like do some kind of unique preparation to it over like a polenta style, you know, underneath, and like a chili oil on top. Like the way that you can, I love food.
Yeah,
if you didn't
I can
notice.
tell. I can tell.
I love food. That's why I love food photography and working with food clients. But there's such an opportunity for a plant-based restaurant that's like really high end.
There
like,
is. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
In the Bay Area. But I guess if there was going to be a place to do it, it's going to be St. Pete probably before Tampa.
Yeah, but then Tampa will probably copy it and like
exactly. But
all that stuff's in LA, bro. All the gourmet like vegan places are all in LA. Like I was watching this YouTube video. You know the comedian Hannibal Buress, the black dude. Him and Cam Newton went to this like really.
He's funny as fuck.
He's fucking hilarious.
He's so funny.
They went to this vegan place, and like everything they were eating, like Cam Newton's not a vegan, or he wasn't a vegan at the time, and like everything they were eating looked like, you know, regular ass food, but it was vegan. Like they had I think it was like jackfruit, like mozzarella stick, something like that.
Oh wow,
and that's what I want to be here so bad.
Even, like they were just saying like Hannibal couldn't tell the difference. Like he was like,
it doesn't say vegan
like,
restaurant. It just says blah 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 whatever fucking fine restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't say vegan items on the menu. It just says
no,
fucking
like,
boom boom boom, and everything seems fire, and you get it, and you're like, what?
No plant propaganda like in the marketing or anything. It's just making it completely normalized like any other restaurant, instead of like we're extra green and like using green and all this shit. Just like make it super luxurious and high end, and just take the corny shit out of it.
Wouldn't you say that's like a marketing thing? Like, because a vegan's not just gonna walk up onto any restaurant unless they know
actually turns people off.
There is a distinct. I feel like. Well, you would probably be able to answer this a little bit better because you do live that lifestyle currently. But I think that there's a visual distinction, like when you go to a plant-based restaurant, like you can see from the logo if it has a leaf or like whatever, like they can be like, oh, well, this is probably like really healthy because it's green.
Got leaves, that's just, it looks like an Apple store.
Exactly. Well, we've been conditioned to think that like anything that has green on it is like going to be better for you, right?
That's true.
So like everything that's organic and green, it's supposed to be like better for you, when in reality, like it doesn't. They could be just it could not be, may not be true or anything like that. So, but there is that distinction. But I think if you're able to kind of make your ties in the local community and let the word of mouth be a little bit better, then
don't
I
take
love
corporate kill shit.
Yeah, bro. But I think about this show all the time. Like my brain, when I think about like social media and marketing and stuff, like I think of it like a web where there's all these like little intricate connections and just like weaving of it all. Everything is all interconnected. And when you find these like, you know, when I have a client or anything, and I want to find their unique communities online of like, okay, well, this is, you know, education, technology, entrepreneurship, startups. And then it just goes into these like little webs of different sub communities and everything. And I love like just from like a sociological standpoint, how people gather in real life is the same. It mirrors in the digital world too.
Definitely.
It absolutely does. And like when you can be a part of the conversation, then you get to like weed those connectivities and bring them onto your own page and give them value. So I love that shit.
Yeah, man. It's really, like it's about the community. It's all about the community, connecting with the community, you know, relating with the community, and just, you know, starting local, and you start from there. Just people, you know, local, and then you blow up from there. Yeah. So as, you know, very, you know, basic strategy to people try to like, you know, skip and just try to go, you know,
way to the
worldwide.
top.
It's like, bro, you got to start small.
It's
man.
mostly about like getting caught up in the vanity of it all, right? Yeah. So like that they want the followers and numbers and everything like that. We call those vanity metrics because at this day and age, they really do not matter. Yeah. They genuinely, like when I first started in social media, it was all about how fast could you get to 10K followers because you could get the swipe up like action and like get more. Well, you can just bring people to different links and have like better, like, you know,
traction, interaction. Yeah.
Exactly. But now since Instagram rolled out that new sticker where you can, anybody, no matter what your follower count is, you can put a link in your Instagram story. It changed the game because then like having 10K followers wasn't necessary because there wasn't any kind of feature that you could unlock at that point. So that definitely like changed the idea of it. If not, like people just kind of getting sick of like needing to get more followers anyway, you know? But yeah.
Because like I guess I was kind of beating myself up about that. Like
he was, yeah.
I was like, bro, we don't have any traction. Like, how the fuck are we gonna do this? Like, no one's gonna see our shit. Blah 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 blah. And we had a guy on, and he kind of like straightened me out. He's like, bro, if you think about that shit, you're not like
your headspace is like.
No, honestly, you're right.
It's not your fault, man, because like that's kind of how we've been conditioned to think about social media. If you don't have a certain amount of followers, you're not going to reach a certain amount of people. And nowadays, like all of it's fucking phony. There's so many. There's bots. There's third-party algorithms that can grow your account, and people are getting their accounts completely fucked because Instagram is seeing that like you lent your account to a third party, it discredits you, and then like you see a lot of bots and fake accounts, and it's like the amount that you have, your content's going to be a bit more discredited, like in the algorithm in a sense. So
maybe that's why they changed it.
Well, isn't it about interaction anyways? Like interaction, like commenting and liking, like that kind of stuff does kind of push you in the algorithm. Engagement.
Absolutely. So it's kind of based on a few different factors. So it's based on your relationship with other accounts. That's why comments and DMs are very important, not just from like an internal standpoint, but in external. Like if I want to grow my account, then I'm going to work my hardest to interact with your accounts. Because Instagram will see the more interactions that we have with one another, our relationship is on like a different scale. And if the more that we DM each other, they'll see like, okay, we're friends, they're close, you're going to be interested in my content because of how many interactions we have. So that's why like with my strategy, I do as much outreach as possible. And a lot of people just want to like post and like wait for people to come in. And that just like, we call it like post and ghost. Like, but you can't do that. You have to go out there, be a part of conversations, because that relationship aspect is the biggest part of the algorithm, on top of like timeliness and like what time like your followers are usually online and
the
like
hot times or whatever.
Yeah. It's like most people are on at like 7 p.m. or something, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna push all my content out at that time, So yeah, it's based on quite a few things, but definitely do reels. Like take highlight clips from your podcast, put some funky text over it, like bring in these really sick elements that you have a part of your logo of like the wave, like make it super. There's so many ways to be creative with the type of shit that you guys can create, and like put text on it and just release like your highlights, Yeah.
Clips, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, just doing that and just making friends and having friends on here and, building that community in a sense, like you guys are going to be totally fine. You've got a proven concept. Like it's, yeah.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, and then it can go into the whole exclusivity. So I follow these guys called Tiny Meat Gang. It's like Cody Ko and Noel Miller, and they're comedians.
Tiny Meat Gang.
Tiny Meat Gang. Yes.
Sounds like they got baby dicks.
Yeah. That is the point. But they're fucking hilarious. But the way that they've built up their models is that they are like essentially their own influencers. They have their own YouTube channels, and then they have a joint YouTube channel. So they're bringing both of their communities in, and then they get to have their fans share a unique community with this exclusive content. So the podcast, they do one that's for YouTube and for like the general public. I would call that like top of funnel or whatever. It's like when you're just kind of bringing in new people, and then they release like a private podcast called The Bonus Zone. They call it The Bone Zone, and I love it.
Is that like Patreon or something?
Okay. Yep. So they have Patreon, and it's a paywall and everything.
They have
paid
content.
Yeah, exclusive content just for their Patreon listeners and everything like that. So the way that like that wheel of like this business model in a sense is already out there, and that's why so many people are doing it, is because like they've seen the success of all these other podcasters developing that, and it's really just on the basis of your relationship with your community and how you can give them exclusive value to make them like
a reason to buy, a reason to watch,
a
reason,
and just make them like love you guys,
That's why we're trying to have like like people we know directly. So, they can, reach out to their people, and, they already know, how we are, personalities and everything. So yeah, I think that's a good strategy that we're starting off with right now.
Yeah. What have you been up to since high school? I guess like I knew that question was going to be happening at some point. Like
nothing. I don't want to say nothing. I can't
even remember like the last time I saw you actually, but I always knew you. I knew you like did track, but I saw you in the halls and everything, but I never knew you.
I mean, but like I said, like I worked at so when I first started working at this host program, it was like right after high school. He actually told me about it. He was working at Hammond Elementary, and then they gave me the job over at Mary Bryant. And when I was there, I met my girlfriend. We dated for 4 years. I was working at Red Lobster, doing my thing. Just living. I mean, not really a direct direction of where I wanted to go, but I know I wanted to, not be in, the food business for the rest of my life. That's why I fucking upped and quit out of nowhere. It wasn't really out of nowhere. They fucking tried the fuck out of me.
There were reasons.
Yeah,
there were reasons. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been at AT&T and I've been, really good at it.
Yeah.
When I was a rep, I was the number one seller in Florida for like, a year and a half, 2 years.
There we go.
I guess you could say I kind of found my place for now. I don't see myself staying here and doing this, forever.
Sure.
Hopefully, this podcast, can take off and I can just do this full time and not have to fucking work at AT&T.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just, vibing, living my life, finding what I like to do and just vibing. Yeah.
Is there, what kind of like crazy things would you say that you've done? Is there any kind of like unique story like from high school till now that like kind of changed you as a person? Anything that comes to mind? Could be the very first thing that you're thinking of, just any story.
Man,
it's been a lot of life since then. So
yeah, I mean, no, I can't really think of anything that's like, I guess really just honestly the main thing would be probably breaking up with that girl I was with for 4 years, because that really like,
that's tough, man, especially at that age and dating for 4 years, like that is tough.
And I wasn't really doing shit, like I wasn't really like on my purpose. So I guess like once I broke up with her, I kind of was like, all right, Daniel, you got to start doing your thing. But that I kind of keep my head low. Like, I don't really do anything super crazy like that. Like, I chill with the boys. I go to concerts and shit. Just really
what kind of
concerts?
Life. What kind of concerts? What kind of shows?
So I went to a Kanye concert. I've been to a Kendrick Lamar concert.
Wait, the one in Tampa at Amalie Arena?
Yeah, I went there.
It was like 4 years ago or so?
Yes.
I was there with my boyfriend. That was like one of our first dates. Oh, yeah.
Great fucking concert.
It was a great fucking show. Schoolboy Q was on there too.
Schoolboy Q. He was like, the shit that like stood out with that with me is like, he was rapping like floating sideways. I'm like, this nigga's out here fucking what? You remember that?
No, I was like in the back, like by the lawn with like the cheapo seats and everything, so I couldn't really see anything.
Okay, yeah, we were pretty close. But he was literally on the stage like levitating sideways, like fucking rapping. I was like, this nigga's on some other shit. But I went to a Logic concert. We went to was it T.I.?
T.I.
Nice. And Wiz Khalifa at USF.
Wiz Khalifa,
no
T.I.
way. When was that?
This was like 2014. It was a while ago.
Couple homecomings in a row.
Oh my god,
right,
what I wouldn't give to like hear Wiz Khalifa just like play his old shit. Like,
he needs to go on tour.
Oh my god. What's that song that he has? It's like Rollin' or oh my god. Okay, never mind.
Oh, think about it. Come on, brain blast.
I can't fucking think about it, but it was like, I don't know, it was just a song that I would listen to in art class all the fucking time, and I smoked a ton of weed in high school. That's probably why I don't remember shit. I smoked a ton of weed.
I didn't even know you smoked weed.
Well, no one suspects a ginger, like.
I guess, right?
No one suspects of it. I was in art class, and like I would go behind, because like behind the art area at Sickles, it was like kind of sketchy. I think people would like hook up there or whatever. I would just smoke weed back there all the time.
Who were you friends with? Because I never.
That's a fantastic question.
Because I would see you just kind of just by. I don't want to say by yourself, but like you were always just kind of like.
I was floating around.
Just by yourself, like not by yourself, but like by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to like make it sound like you were a loner or anything like that, because you definitely were not a loner. That's by all means.
I floated around to different friend groups. I feel like I was friends with like a few of these girls, and like they're still some of my best friends today. But as far as that, like I just jumped around to a lot of different friend groups. I was friends with a lot of different people. I played volleyball for like a few of those years and everything like that, which super grateful for. It gave me a very big dump truck ass. So like very grateful for that.
Booty
grateful for that. But I was just, I don't know, like I was never really like a part of the popular friend group, but I pretty much knew most everybody that was in there.
Yeah.
But I struggled like my last year in high school. I had like mad social anxiety because I don't know what it was, but like I think I was just being looked at all the time. I don't know. People like don't really like they see orange hair and they're still like, oh my fucking god, like this chick is very ginger, or some shit.
But you're
that's
not even like that ginger, bro.
Well, this lighting and everything. Okay. Yeah, but whatever. It was just that was my perception of people just kind of stared at me like I was just this freak, and like I don't know, like. But I was also hella insecure. I was just like my body was developing, like I don't know, and I like distinctly remember like going and eating lunch pretty much most of the year, like in the principal's office, because I was really cool. Like my homegirl, her mom worked there, so I would just hang out with her. I had mad social anxiety.
Amato.
Alamonte.
Alamonte, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. They're like my second family. I
she
love
popped
them.
up in my suggested on Instagram. I was like, how do I know this girl? Oh,
she's an absolute cupcake. Her and her sister, I love them so much. And shout out Miss Alamonte, but like she helped me through that.
I think so. Yeah,
she was the black woman in the skinnier black woman in the office.
Yeah, she was like the assistant to the principal. Oh my god, I have this funny ass stories about the principal. What was his name?
Mr. Higgins.
No, oh fuck that dude.
He was a piece of shit, bro. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I have got a bone to pick with this man because he sent me into office every single fucking week because my dress code violations all the time. Shorts, tank tops, bro. I was just...
It's like, yo, ass it down. Yeah, go to the office.
If I would remember when they banned hugs? There's like, you can't hug people. And I told him, like, what the fuck? I'm like, is this Footloose? Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, they banned hugs. You couldn't like hug people in the hallways and shit. And
I remember you couldn't wear yoga pants, which I thought was fucking retarded as a man. Not to sound like...
Did they really? They banned yoga pants?
I remember you couldn't wear yoga pants. Like, you couldn't wear yoga pants at school.
Man.
Like, spandex.
This is just like a boys' problem. So, seriously, like, y'all need to stop doing that to other, 15, 16-year-old girls. Jeez.
But at that point, it's the teachers and the adults is what they're trying to protect. Like, I don't think it's the students. Like, we can do that. Like, that's not a problem for me to look at another 16-year-old girl's ass and fucking, drool over it, whatever.
Yeah, it's the teachers who got to worry about it.
Exactly. Like that. I think that's
especially
really what it was
there was one
about.
teacher who like got into a scandal.
At Siggles?
Yeah.
There was probably a few scandals.
No, at Farnell.
Let's hear it.
I think at Farnell Middle School.
Did you go to Farnell?
Yeah, I went to Mary Bryant, Farnell, and Siggles.
Where'd you live over there?
I lived in do you know Hampton Chase? It was like right next to Mary Bryant. I lived in there for a long ass time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lived there for a long ass time. I walked to school and everything.
Because like the Eagles is right down the road, and they have another neighborhood like on the left side. That's where Anthony lived.
Water Chase.
Yeah, Water Chase.
Yeah, that was like the bougie neighborhood.
Anthony lived in Water Chase.
They had the money.
Yeah,
that's what
nice.
I don't want to talk shit, but that's what kind of like blows me away about Anthem. Like, nigga, you act hood as fuck, but you lived in Water Chase, bro. Like, your parents had. I grew up in Arbor Lakes. I know what I came from. Like, you ain't gotta act like that, bro.
You gonna call him out right now?
He's not gonna watch this.
Oh, you never know. But yeah, man, Sickles was wild. I also I see my high school life as like different phases of boyfriends that I had at the time.
That's sad, isn't it?
It's so sad. It's so sad.
That's how we chose to find our time.
Yeah, just by love. I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't have a relationship back then, so I didn't define my time like that.
I would say I was insecure with myself. I wasn't really dating fucking girls like that in high school, to be honest.
I was just doing me.
For real, just doing me, fucking
made it
track, skateboarding, smoking weed.
All right. If y'all were ugly, just say that.
I'm ugly.
No, I know that's not true.
I'm just kidding. My God, I defined it by different periods of like, the love interest that I had in my life. I'm still a hopeless romantic. Like, still just, I love the idea of love. And back then in high school, it was just insanely toxic. So fucking toxic.
Maybe it's what I saw is why I didn't date. Maybe I don't know. I feel like I would have dated someone not in my school if I did date someone in high school.
Well, you dated someone for 4 years.
That was after high school.
Oh, that was after high school. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she was. I had already graduated for 2 years, and she was a senior. We met at work, like I said, and then 4 years.
Fell in love, blinked your eyes, and 4 years later.
It was good. It was a good time. It was a good time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, enjoyed myself. Love teaches you all these really deeply moving lessons in life. I mean,
it does.
Getting your heart broken is like, it moves a person in such a deep way. I mean, that's why we have such like compelling art and compelling music now. It's just like, seeing that from love and being able to feel that from another person through like their different art channels and everything. That's why I love it. That's why I still will be a hopeless romantic, because I can like. When someone makes a beautiful piece of art or just says something or is poetic or whatever the fuck, like I can empathize, like, and just feel that love and feel that pain too that they've been through. That's why I love people. Okay. I can see that in people, Well,
speaking about having feelings and feeling.
Yeah.
So we ask everybody that comes on the show this question before we leave. Have you ever had any type of paranormal, ghost, unexplainable?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I like the enthusiasm. Go ahead and tell us.
A few instances. So Taylor Alamonte, her background is in she has her roots in Blackfoot Indian.
Okay.
So they're very like into the paranormal, into the witchy shit, like very much so. Yeah. And she like would have these reoccurring nightmares, and she would tell me about them, and I got like really spooked out. I'm like, Taylor, you got to shut the fuck up. I can't listen to this right now.
Do you want to tell us what the story was about, or at least like a little briefing?
So what I'll tell it like in regards of what happened to me. So she was telling the story of like, and there's also another instance in college, and like. It freaks me out. She like went on vacation, and the home that she went with her family with, they're all like very, very spiritual, very in tune with like with that side of things, and they were feeling this type of like very, very dark energy in this house. She said and kept on waking up and seeing this dark figure like by the closet and in the closet and in the closet. So one of her aunts did like this whole cleansing ritual, like just over by the closet. And both of her and her sister would say that when they were dreaming, when they were in this house, they could see like, like venom, like and you know, like the black gloop that like crawls across. They could like see that and feel that. And then they had like this dark figure, this woman just like watching them intensely. And the way that she was telling the story, it like, I was very, very Christian. So like for me, demons and shit are the things that really, that's like my favorite scary movies are all about like paranormal and demons and shit like that. Like, give me The Conjuring.
Like, that's the stuff that could kind of be real.
Like that shit fucks with me spiritually, which is why it's so scary.
Yes,
like
the Freddy Krueger type shit, like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
that's garbage.
It's fine. I can deal with that.
A demon.
I can take the slasher stories,
exorcisms. I can't. That shit fucks me up, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
On a deep level. So when she was telling me this, I'm like, oh my god, you got demons around you. Like, what the fuck? So, she was telling me that story, and then I went to my car, and it's nighttime, and I had to drive like all the way back to St. Pete or something, and I'm like, is there something in my car? Is there something in my car right now? And she's like, let me just check it. And she like did something, and she's like, nope, you're good. And I think like by the shrill of her voice, why she said that, there was just something in the backseat of my fucking car.
So you didn't like how she said it?
I didn't like the way she responded, like, nope, because I like saw her like do a little hand or something, and I'm like, there was something back there. There was something fucking back there. Like, it even just like talking about it and researching it, like, which out of here.
Yeah, I got some goosies.
Yeah, man, that shit is so scary, and I believe in it like hardcore. I'm not Christian really anymore, but like I believe in like those other different dimensions and shit like that.
Definitely.
When I was in college, I was at a house party with one of my friends, and it was like the end of the night. We're smoking a blunt, like we're just kind of looking around, and we hadn't even like gotten through like most of the blunt yet. We're just chilling. And I look over and I see this woman. It's a very, very old type of house. Very old type of house. It was like a big home that they turned into like a duplex. And I see this woman like walking from like the bathroom into the kitchen. And it's like this, it literally felt like it was out of a movie. Like I saw her wearing this like colonial type like dress with like the corset and everything. And it was like, she was just, I'm like getting chills. It's like she was like just gliding like into the kitchen and just straight forward. And I'm like, I looked.
Ooh, buddy.
And I was like, what the fuck was that?
And nobody else saw it.
No, so my friend who was sitting next to me, she saw it too.
Okay.
So I'm like, did you just fucking see that? She's like, yeah. We call our friend that like lives in the house, and I'm like, are there spirits in here? And he's like, yeah. There's like a woman, she like hangs out all the time.
Dude,
she's like super docile or whatever the fuck. I'm like, she's not a nurse shark. She's a fucking spirit.
I don't
like,
care.
What?
You're supposed to tell me these things,
get me the fuck out of here. I dipped out so quickly. I'm like, keep the blunt. I'm fucking leaving. I'm going.
You made the right move.
I was like, there's no, I don't fuck. My sister has the Ouija board tattooed on her back. I'm like, don't invite demons into this family. Like,
why?
What is wrong?
Oh my
You fucking.
I'm like,
people
why?
don't
wash your back the wrong way and summon some shit. What the fuck?
People don't understand what they're opening up when they do that shit. They don't understand.
Oh my god, man, that shit was so scary.
Well, yeah, that gave me goosebumps. That was definitely the best story we've heard so far.
Really? Oh man, I can't. Okay, after the podcast, you definitely have to tell me some other stories and shit, and then we'll do some sort of blessing to like. You have incense, right?
Yeah.
I think I smell. Yeah, we'll burn some incense.
I think we're good.
I think our positive energy here is
good
enough.
We're good.
I believe that too.
This is the. We're good.
We're good.
That's what I get. The good old triangle.
Jesus.
The good old Holy Trinity. And we're not talking about like onions, green bell peppers, and garlic. That's a different Holy Trinity.
We're protected by the blood of Jesus around here, right?
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Should I have not said that I wasn't a Christian anymore?
No, you're good. It's your own beliefs. Whatever. All right. So, Abby, again, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
for talking with us.
Definitely learned a lot. Appreciate all of your insights.
For sure.
Thanks for having me on.
We'll probably keep talking to you about different things.
Please do.
Questions galore coming your way.
Yeah, thank you.
But go ahead and let the people know your Instagram, how they can maybe get your services, where to check you out, all that good stuff.
So I am at Hey Abby Ray on Instagram. And I'm at Abby Ray or Abby White or some kind of variation of that on TikTok. If you want some good laughs and a very different side of my personality, go to my TikTok. That shit, I don't know. I bust myself up a little time.
Posted. That shit was fucking hilarious.
It's just like cheap, low end content just for cheap laughs, and I love doing that. But at Hey Abby Ray on Instagram, connect with me. Let's hang out, get coffee or matcha or something. And
matcha it up.
Yeah,
matcha it up.
These guys.
Bye guys.
We do like a little heart.